What's going on, guys? This was not supposed to be a multi-part video. It's one freaking wall. It should have been one video and that's it. But unfortunately, due to holidays and admittedly my own procrastination, I got to do this in two parts because now it's too cold to do the next step that I want to do on this wall. It is what it is. It just kind of sucks. If you ever procrastinated and made a project take a whole lot longer than it needed to, hit those like and subscribe buttons. But I promise this channel is not going to be just a bunch of unfinished freaking projects because I can't do that. And my wife will be very unhappy if that's what continues to happen. Well, I guess that's all I wanted to say. Let's get on with the video. All right. What's going on, guys? The temperature's dropping and I would like to get at least one of my vehicles into my garage before wintertime. So let's get started. I've seen a lot of extreme garage makeovers on YouTube. So I don't know if this classifies as that. This looks pretty bad, so I think it would fall under the extreme category. Although, I'm not overing anything. I'm just making it for the first time. So this is an extreme garage make, if that's a thing. At least a partial one. Actually, I'm only making this wall. I don't have the time, money, or sponsors as many other YouTubers out there to do my entire garage right now. So this is all I'm focusing on. But I'm hoping I can get enough storage, shelving, whatever over here in this finished wall to clear up enough of this to actually make it usable space. So let's get started. First things first, I gotta clear a bunch of crap out of my way. I had some big sheets of drywall leaning up against the wall here, and my cat clearly got back behind there because now I have some literal crap that I have to clean up. Something you may notice is I already have insulation installed. Yeah, you missed that, too bad. But something I do want to touch on regarding insulation, something I mentioned in my my home gym video is, remember, whenever you're insulating and you have obstacles like an outlet box or wiring, I don't think I have any horizontal run wiring in this wall. I think mine's coming down the stud here, so it wasn't an issue for me here. But if you're cutting around stuff, cut around the box. Don't just shove it around. Don't just shove it in here and move it over. Cut around, and that way you get good seal around these boxes, around these obstacles. And if you have horizontal run wires in your walls, score the backside of your insulation like halfway through, which is about where the wire should be in your wall, and then wrap it around the wire. That way you have full depth insulation all the way through your wall. You're not smashing it up against a pipe or a wire or anything around a box. Insulation works best when it's at its design depth. That's when it's going to provide its design and listed R value. So if you want the best R value, the best performance out of your insulation, cut around obstacles. Do it right. If you're not doing that, you're doing it wrong. All right, moving on. Okay, so first thing we're gonna be doing is marking 8 feet down from the ceiling because what I'm doing here is not drywall. The reason I didn't want to do drywall is because I didn't want to finish an entire garage of drywall. I've already got drywall on all these walls that I'm going to have to, I think, mostly finish, but then I might hire out the rest. But I didn't want to finish all this drywall, and I don't want to pay someone to come in and finish all this drywall. So what I'm doing is 4x8 sheets of 1/2-inch plywood, I guess the upper 8 feet, because I'm going to do them horizontally, so it's going to be 4 and 4. So I'm going to go through and measure down from the ceiling, mark 8 feet. I might actually mark like 8 feet and 1/4 inch just to help make sure if there's any undulations in my ceiling that I don't end up with like a really tight spot trying to shove that top one in. Sorry, someone just came out and I felt stupid talking to the camera. Not used to this YouTube thing yet. But anyways, so yeah, I'm gonna leave a small gap up at the top, which I'm gonna end up covering with a piece of trim, so that should be perfectly fine. But yeah, so I'm gonna get this marked down here on several of these studs, and then I'm gonna set up a laser, a self-leveling laser. Now, see, I don't have one of the nice, just small ones that sets up like a cross section. What I have is actually a big rotary laser that I bought for my barn, which I haven't done yet, but that's what I got this for. So I invested in this for that. There's a spider on it. Eventually, maybe I'll get one of those lasers that's better for this type of situation, but this will work. I already checked. It does give you a visible red laser line. So that's what I'm gonna do first. So I got all my studs marked. I'm gonna go ahead and set up my laser and see how my laser line actually lines up with all those marks. And then I'll just kind of have to find the best spot, I think, in between those. Make sure I don't have too big a gap up at the top, but make sure I still have a little bit of one just in case, so I'm not hitting the ceiling at all. I don't have anything squeezing up there. So I'm gonna go ahead, get my laser set up and make sure everything works good. And then hopefully I can start getting some wood up. Okay, I've got my laser set up. It's spinning around. It's not a super bright laser, because this isn't meant for like you get those cross-section lasers. Those are much brighter because this is what they're meant for. This isn't really meant for this, I don't think. So it's not as bright. Plus it's daylight. I don't know, whatever. But that just means I might have to bust out my wicked sweet specs to make sure I can see my red laser well enough. What do you think? Is it pretty good? So as you can see, I got nails right here. Oh, you can see the laser a little bit. Yeah, you can. Okay. So this hopefully is right here. And what I'm also hoping I can do with this is hopefully I'm going to be able to see the edge of the laser right on the edge of my board, on my sheet. And if I need to go up or down on it, I'm hoping I can kind of just knock this either down or up as needed, both sides, to get it exactly where I want it. And then I can start screwing it in place. So that's what I'm hoping for and how I'm expecting this to work. So let's give it a try. So I don't think this is going to be as easy as I was hoping, but I'm gonna give it a shot. I think I have whatever I need ready. I'm gonna try it by myself. If I can't get it by myself, I'll just have to go get my wife. But I'm gonna give it one shot first. Specs. Okay, so I was just having trouble seeing my laser line. So I shut my garage door and I turn off my overhead lights just to try and get a better shot at it. And I think I got it good. I think it's just about perfect right now. So I'm gonna go ahead and screw everything off. Have fun watching that, I guess. Oh, one thing I'm gonna use to help just get a good consistent line so everything's straight and actually nice looking, I'm gonna use my drywall T-square to actually line up and mark out where I want all my screws on the studs so I have a good consistent pattern across the whole sheet. It's just gonna look nicer that way. Okay, one down, 5 to go. So I was thinking that this next sheet is probably gonna be the next one that I do, and I'm gonna wanna keep this whole piece here to reference because I don't wanna have to set up my laser again. I figure as long as I can reference the bottom edge as well as the side edge for the whole thing, I should be pretty good going down the rest of the wall. I'm just going to cut this portion here. I'm just gonna go to the edge of the jamb, edge of the window frame here and stop. So I can keep this whole edge as a reference for my next sheet. And then when that's done and I don't need that, I can just come down from the top, chop it down, and it'll come right out because this part will already be cut. Okay, I got this cut. It's a pretty ugly cut, just using my hacksaw. So once this comes out, I may have to clean this up with my multi-tool, whatever, get this flushed better with my window frame here because I'm gonna trim this whole window out with nicer trim. And that's probably gonna be all that I get done for tonight. I need this. But picking up where we left off, I gotta get this box marked here and cut out so I can finish screwing up this board here. Okay, so this is good. One thing is, I never remember when I always do this. Whenever I do this, I always forget to get myself some longer screws. I might need, well, I'm not sure. This might be okay since this is only 1/2 inch. I'm not sure. Otherwise, I might need some longer screws here to get this all the way in, but I might not. I'll have to check. Otherwise, that's done. Let's get this screwed off. As you can see, I got this upper sheet up. It was a little difficult. I needed my wife's help. Now I'm gonna go ahead and cut out up here around the window. Okay, so it's actually been a minute. I got pulled away for some other work, so it's been more than a minute. It's been like over a month. But apparently the blades on my multi-tool suck. I just got some cheap crap off Amazon. So I'm going to use my router with a flush trim bit instead. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and get this cleaned up and get it ready for trim. So as showing me cleaning this window would have been boring and stupid, I'm not showing it. But it is clean now. I gave the inside a very much needed cleaning, and now I'm ready for insulation. To do that, I'm just gonna be using Great Stuff window and door foam sealer around the sides and the top. I'm gonna do something a little bit different on the bottom, just for any potential water issues that there could be in the future. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and throw some of this in. If you're thinking something like this is unnecessary for a garage, you might be right, I don't know. But I'm insulating the walls, so why the heck not insulate the windows? Doesn't cost that much, just for a single can. A single can will do even more than this, so yeah, that's what I'm doing. The foam's done. One problem with the cans of foam is they're difficult to save if you don't use all the can. Thankfully, I had some other places around the house I could use them, so I was able to use up my whole can. I got it done. As you can see, I got a little bit too much in some of these, and it's still gonna expand even more. It's still pretty wet, so I'll just have to trim some of this back. Be careful if you're trying to clean any of this stuff up. Do your best not to get it on your hands. This stuff is so sticky, it sucks to clean up. And it's even if you clean up right away with like dish soap, it leaves a sticky film on your fingers. It's a pain in the butt. Do your best to keep it off your skin. What I'm doing down on the bottom is this foam backer rod. So I'm just gonna shove this down in here and then caulk over the front here. Like I said, this might be overkill, but on the off chance that someday water leaks through this window, I get water down in here, it's hopefully not gonna be trapped by foam. This will just be a backer rod here towards the back side of the window with caulk here protecting anything from coming through this way. But hopefully any water will still be able to drain out the front down the sidewall on the outside. So the next thing I gotta do is actually square off all these corners because the router leaves them rounded over, and for that I'm just using my hacksaw. The window is prepped and ready to go. Now it's time for trim. this is not the big fancy red clamp that you often see many YouTubers owning. This is a knockoff, a Chinese knockoff from banggood.com. I've used it a few times on a few different things, basically just like this, and it works well. Probably just as good as the far more expensive one. The brand that I'm sure many of you already know. If I can find this again on Banggood, or if it is on there, I can try and link it. All right, all 4 corners are done. I'm gonna go ahead and leave these clamps on, leave everything here, so that it will hopefully dry square. And I'm outside right now and it's pretty cold, so I'm gonna take it inside to dry. It might just be too cold out here for wood glue for drying. So I'm gonna take that inside and get started on the outside frame. I had a split in this board right here when from screwing in the pocket holes. It split this end here. So what I did is I got this, I'm gonna leave this on here for a little bit still, but I just smashed some glue in the crack where it was split, and then I'm just using the clamp there to hold it, to smash it down, hopefully glue that together and hopefully fix that, that split there. So make sure if you're doing a frame like this, you know the inside dimension of your interior window frame, and then go about a 1/4 inch on either side of that for the outside frames, because what you want to end up with is about a 1/4 inch reveal all the way around here on this edge. So just make sure you measure and make sure you're cutting everything to the right size. Moment of truth. Hopefully I don't make a fool out of myself. The wall panels are finally done, and I don't know if I touched on this before, but what I did was obviously screwing into every stud, and I did 8 inches on center. I don't know if that was absolutely necessary, if it could have been wider spacing, but I guess I just wanted to make sure these were on here good and strong, which I believe 8 inches on center gives plenty of hardware into the wall to make it nice and sturdy and strong. So that's what I did. I countersunk, obviously, all of these. I'm not sure if I will. Well, I'll just have to go and see. I may do, just to cover up these seams, because these seams aren't perfect. It's a garage, it's not that big a deal, but I don't know. Maybe it's just like the perfectionist in me. I want to do, I want things to look a little bit nicer. I might do a really, I'm doing a thin strip of trim across the top, and I might do the exact same stuff, just like 1.5 inches wide. I might do the same thing across all of these seams here, just to cover those up and maybe look a little bit nicer. I don't know, but right now I got the wood for the top trim, so I'm gonna get to that. Now before anyone gets all safety crazy on me, I know, I get it. I should not be standing on the top of the ladder. That's obviously like ladder 101. Don't stand on the top rung of the ladder. But what DIY person hasn't done some sketchy stuff in order to get the job done? I'm not saying that behavior should be encouraged. I'm just saying that's the reality of what we do. Now, should we take the time to make sure we're doing things right, doing things safely? Yes, we should. And yes, I should. It's something I, as I think many do, struggle with because, like I said, you want to get the job done. You want to just do it and get it over with. You don't want to have to set up this or that, the other thing to ensure that you have a safe setup. You just kind of want to go and do it. We can all be a little better with that, can't we? I know I could, but the reality is sometimes we cut corners. And so basically, at the end of the day, our health and well-being should be worth a few extra minutes of setting something up. That's a lesson I need to continue learning, as well as I'm sure many of you out there. All right, that's all. Well, unfortunately, guys, we got to cut it off there because that's it. There's nothing else done. Like I said, it's too cold for what I want to do next, so I just got to move on and try and find something else that I can do while it's freaking freezing outside. But thank you to everyone who's been watching my videos, subscribing. I really do appreciate it. I don't really know what this is or what exactly I'm doing, but I think I'm just going to keep on doing it until it just makes absolutely no sense to do so. So yeah, like I said before, I didn't want this to be more than one part, but it is. If you're imperfect like me, hit the like and subscribe. Hopefully I can get this finished in the not too distant future and actually move on from it and get on to other projects. But that's it for this video. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you next time, hopefully fairly soon. God bless.